live a lone life, live in seclusion and solitude. I hate everyone and everything. With the power of my AR, you will all know who I am. I had enough of being told what to do and when to do. I had enough of telling me that I'm an idiot and a dumbass. But in real life, you're all the dumbass. You're all stupid and brainwashed by these government programs. You will all see, you will all know who my name is.
They say drinking is for the sad. The first time I drank was on my 18th birthday. It was a pint of Coors off the trail in Hyde Park with a bunch of my friends. I took a sip and instantly hated it. The second time I drank was when I got married. It was champagne. It was awful, but I had to pretend that I liked it because my ex-wife's favorite cousin had gifted it. I still remember how many times I had to wash my mouth to get that taste out. The third time I drank was when my son was born. This time it was some whiskey my dad got me. And when I took a sip of that warm grain water, I had to admit that I kind of liked it. I felt grown up and maybe even a little like a wise old dad. The fourth time I drank was a week ago. And since then, I didn't stop. They tell me it's Monday today, or Tuesday. I can't remember. But my son did. Every morning, after he brushed his teeth, he'd get up on the settee and announce the day of the week at the top of his voice. I tried to get him to stop it for a while, but who has the heart to tell a 7-year-old to not be excited about a Monday? I mean, the kid had a lifetime of Mondays ahead to fear, so I let him do it. Because I didn't really let him do much else. Call me crazy, but I could never spend a moment without knowing where the kid was. Every day before he went to school, we had this little routine by the crosswalk where I'd double check his air tag. I always had a spare in my pocket in case his didn't work. He'd wait there, all impatient, tapping his feet and asking me if I was done. And when I said I was, he'd turn around with a grumpy face, waiting to cross the road with me. I taught my little man everything right. Be responsible, be safe, cross the road properly, and you'll deny even the most rash driver a chance to get to you. And the little guy sure did it. However desperate he was to get away from me and to school, he'd stop on the sidewalk, look both ways, walked on the light, checked both ways again, and then jumped to the last step onto the pavement. Like his dad, he took no risks. But someone still found a way to violate that precious, happy little life forever. Bye, son. My son was in class, probably scribbling out a character idea for his comic book on a piece of paper when he got hit. He would have had no idea what it was, or why it was the way it was. Just seconds ago, he must have been thinking about what he had for lunch in his box. The little man always knew he'd get PB&J on Mondays, but he'd still try not think about it till he opened the box so he could get, in his words, lovely surprised. The last time I saw my son alive was on the crosswalk. I held my hand out, as usual. He grumpily put his toy in it and walked off to school all sad. As a father, I had to take his toy and get him used to sitting in class without it. But as a dad, I just wish my last moment with him wasn't me making him sad. I just wish I had sent him to school that day with all his favorite toys. And then maybe I would have seen my son smile that smile that lit up my entire life one last time. I remember staring at his head outside the school, where the cops laid him out on a tiny stretcher. That little head, which was always bent over a Lego set, he kept breaking and building. His eyes were open, a shocked expression on his face like he'd just seen me leap out from behind a wall. I don't even hate the guy who shot my son and his friends dead at school. When you grow up like him in a world where nobody knows what's going on and everybody thinks they're right, you kind of need some certainty. And it doesn't get more certain than putting a hot bullet in a 7-year-old's head. But I don't know what I'm supposed to feel now. What about the night I stayed up because the little guy's stomach couldn't handle that Indian takeout? What happens to all of my love? What do I do with all those being a great single dad articles I bookmarked? What do I do with the new tube of Bugs Bunny toothpaste? What do I even call myself now? Am I still a dad? Or am I an ex-dad? Or am I just one of those sad school shooting dads you see on YouTube? Does anybody know?